Hey guys, welcome back to otro videito más. Today, basically gonna talk to you about the Rhino cage from SmallRig. So yeah, let's get to it. All right, welcome back. So, first of all, this is my monitor. Usually I have the camera right here, like right here, pointing at me. But since I have this big ass thing on the table, I needed some, 14 millimeter action. Yes, we're shooting at 14 millimeters. Pretty wide, super wide, hella wide. I ended up buying a base plate, also from SmallRig, and I attach a Peak Design plate, because obviously. But then not only that, I decided to buy carbon fiber tubes from SmallRig as well. So they are 15 millimeters, and unlike these ones that are not carbon fiber, they are pretty light. These are kinda heavy when you compare the both of them. The only downside with these tubes is that you can't screw them in to one another, so you can't make them longer and longer. Now, the good thing about this cage, I feel like Harry Potter. The good thing about this cage from SmallRig, the Rhino, is that it actually fits multiple bodies. This is the Sony A7S3, which is what this is, the A7 IV, and the A7R5. So I have two of the three. I have the Sony A7S3 all rigged up here and the Sony A7R5 recording me. And yes, I should probably be using the A7S3 to record me, but usually if I'm gonna rig up a camera, it's gonna be the A7S3, which is why it's on it. I wanna talk about the overall, the overall look. So if you saw with the Tilta, this whole extension thing that I have going on here, this literally only goes to here on the Tilta. So I attach this base plate from the Falcam to here, and then it comes straight out. It's more compact than the SmallRig one. And I wish it was just flat so it would come out and it would just work like this one does, but it doesn't. And I can't really put the Tilta top handle on the SmallRig cage, and I did look for a SmallRig top handle that had this flat part with the 1/4 inch thread, but I couldn't find it. So whatever, this is what's going on, this is what I'm gonna use. And besides, I already have the handle because it comes as a kit, the handle and the cage. You can also get side handle as well, but I didn't because this side handle actually allows me to press record and start recording, and the SmallRig one didn't. So that's kind of why I didn't get the side handle. But back to the monitor up here. So yeah, it's a bit longer, but the only reason I don't mind it, I think it balances it out a little bit better with the battery being back here. And with the mat box attached, I mean, you can see it, it's about the same length. So it's not really doing anything. Now, if I took this off, then it would kind of be in the way. I guess I can prop this up a little bit, but then it wouldn't be as useful. But anyways, it's okay. It's not the worst thing in the world. I do like that this whole rig is a bit lighter than this all put together. With the setup you see here with the 50mm f1.2, this A7Siii battery, so it's pretty heavy, but overall with the Tilta cage it's 9.6 pounds, and with the SmallRig cage is 9.2 pounds. So that's, almost half a pound. I love the weight savings, especially when you're carrying one of these rigs around, because as the shoot goes by, it gets pretty heavy. But I don't want it to be too light, because then, some of that stabilization that comes from having a heavy setup kind of goes away. For now, I think this is perfect. And also, I love how small the base plate is. Anyway, so I'm gonna take this apart and we're gonna talk about some features that I love about the cage itself compared to the Tilta. Before we start undoing this, I want to talk to you guys real quick about this right here. So this is supposed to be for the For the HDMI, right? Yeah, I'm not using it for the HDMI. I'm using it as a cable solution. I know there's these things that they sell that you can screw on a quarter thread and like basically clamp it in, but I couldn't get these two thick wires to clamp in there. It didn't feel right, and this kind of still works. And yes, usually I just leave this all put together. I have a different monitor I use for these talking heads, so this usually stays on the top handle, which is mint. But if I didn't want it to stay, I could just pop it out and it's good to go. So here you can take a closer look at what the base plate looks like with the tubes and everything. So I added this up here just so I could connect the Peak Design base plate to here. So I also have it on the camera itself. That way I can just pop it out and use all my Peak Design stuff. But it's, man, this base plate is so light, like so light compared to this other one. It's heavy and you feel it. This one's like paper, but strong. Okay, now, so a few things about this. The one downside of having this is that if you want to take the cage off, you have to take this off. I just want to show you the cage. The cage is, I mean, it is gorgeous, and it's very compact, like super compact, like hella compact. But it feels really great in the hands. It has 3 anchor points. The main one is the main screw here. There's another one on the side here, and then there's another one down here. And so why am I saying this? Because the Tilta doesn't. It has one, which is the main screw at the bottom, and that's it. And then even when I tighten the shit out of it, it turns out like this. And because of that, I really do like this because it just feels a lot more stable. Also, if you see me hanging out next to you and you have a water bottle, be careful, I steal water bottles. This used to be my girlfriend's. Used to be. Anyways, yeah, that's one of the main things, that it has 3 anchor points. And it has 1/4-inch threads, and it has 3/8 right here in the middle, but this is for the top handle, unless you have something else you want to put in there. And it has locator pins right here, so that's pretty sweet. It has little slots, so you can put, you know, your danglies. Obviously, I'm using Peak Design stuff. I love these. And down here, since the cage is so, you know, curvy, it has this opening right here at the bottom. And that opening allows you to open up the battery and take out the battery and all that stuff. So it's pretty nice. I'm gonna start putting it together and showing you these 3 anchor points that I like. But let's start with here. And it fits pretty snug. Where we at? So just to take all this together and put it back, and for a bunch of other things, I have this trusty SmallRig's tool. They sell one that is, it's less expensive than this one, but I was using it, and you see how these things like pop out? Well, I was using the other one, and they just swung around aimlessly because I couldn't retighten these. I was kind of disappointed, so I returned those and got these. And this one I love. It's sturdy, thick, has a loop for keychain or whatever, so it's very nice. And it literally has everything you could possibly think of. Now, so the cage is in, it doesn't move. Like, it just doesn't move from where it's at. That's just with one point. I think it shows how nice and precise they made this. So another point, and the reason it fits multiple cameras, is because of this right here. So this right here, you can slide it forward and backwards, and that'll allow you to put all 3 different cameras. So basically right now I have it set for the A7S III, so it's fine. But the reason this is important is because this is one of the anchor points. So right here, there's a screw that we're gonna put in there, and that'll connect this silver little handle to the cage. So let's do that now. Oh, and I forgot to mention, they also include one of these little things. So Tilta does include theirs. But SmallRig's looks like this, which I think it's a lot better, because right here you have a bunch of torque when you need it. Yes, sir. So you just basically screw it in there. Don't go too crazy. Strip it. But let's just say I take this out, right? Like I took the bottom out, and if I push right on the other side, you see that it'll move out. But it's attached to the camera, like it's in there. So I like it. I think it's a huge deal. Now for the third anchor point, it's gonna be this little weird thing, small thing. I don't know if you can see that. You see it right there? Yep. So those two little things go here, down back here. There's like a 2 holes down back here, and that'll be your third. Now we're gonna put the screw in. It's kind of hard to show you this, but I show you what it looks like in just a minute. If you can see right there, that's where it is. Now I just want to test this out just so you guys can see. And now there's only one anchor point, which is this one back here. And so if I wanted to, I can, so this anchor point moves a bit more than the other one. If I were to hold it upside down, it's not going anywhere, just with one of the points. The security of having 3 anchor points is nice. It is beautiful. So let me put these back where they belong. All right, so it's all in there. All 3 are in there, and this will not move. It's one of the features that you don't really see when you're like looking to buy this thing. So I thought that was a pretty good thing to mention so you guys are in the know. The other thing is, if you look down here, right? I have it's closed, right? I'm trying to open it, but I can't. It's in the way, like something's in the way. I can't open it all the way. So here, there's this little door, and now I can open it all the way. Can't believe I haven't found it recently. So now I can take the battery out and put another one in, and no issues. So that's pretty nice. Ooh, that says A7S3. Yeah, because this is the A7S3, duh. I haven't labeled the originals that came with it, so, you know, I'll always know. And I have 3 extra ones, not including the one from the A7R5. Always have 3 spares, guys, or 4, but definitely 3, just in case. You never know. This little tool goes down here. Oh, you got it right down there, and it just stays. And then another feature that I really like is just the access to all of these buttons right here. The access, guys, this tilted cage gave me 0 freaking access. Not 0, but it was super hard to get in those buttons. A lot of space, no space. A lot of space, no space. That was another feature that I was like, damn, I want that. What I did with this, since I have the Peak Design tripod, which is the one I use fairly often, y'all don't need the big version of the Peak Design plate. This works just fine everywhere, but the big one doesn't really work everywhere, so just saying. Okay, so I'm gonna put the Peak Design plate down at the bottom. And also a fun thing about this is that once you got enough torque in there, like this, you can literally turn it and give it some more. I mean, I don't suggest over torquing your screws, but you can do it if you want to. So this is how the camera is with the cage, just a cage. But one thing that I wanted to say that I think helps this cage take the cake is how good it feels in the hands. The thing about this is that I don't feel like I have to remove the cage. If I'm just gonna use this for, like, I don't know, a trip or whatever, or like I'm going out for the day, like I'm not doing anything professional, it's just for me or just for YouTube, that I don't need a rigged out camera, I can just keep this cage on. You get exactly what you need. To me, it's perfect because I have what I need and more. When it comes to hole placements, I love this cold shoe. It's very useful. It's very useful, very handy, and it works. It freaking just works. That's it. That's it for my rig. Those small things I just showed you, they do make a difference, at least for me. I think it's great. Security, it feels good. It's a very lightweight cage, perfect for every day. And I just also want to say, if I get to 1,000 subscribers, you know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna package this tilted cage and send it to you. If you have an A7S3. If you don't have an A7S3, then whoever the winner is, I will ask you what camera you have and I will buy you a rig just like this and I will send it to you for your very own camera. But if you do have an A7S3, I will send you this one because I already have it and I'm not gonna use it. And let's not be wasteful here. Jeez, I get to 1,000, you get a cage. I mean, that sounds pretty good. But yeah. That's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate literally every second you spend on my channel. Please like, comment, subscribe, and honestly, let me know your thoughts. I just want to improve for all y'all. 73 of y'all, and I love you for being part of the channel, and I love you for just spending some time and watching my stuff. Sometimes a little bit too long, and sometimes it is all over the place. I definitely need to get better, and I definitely need to get back to the teleprompter. T3, I bought it, I did a review on it, and I used it 5 times. And then I stopped because I wasn't getting my thoughts together. And I was just like running and gunning and just like, ah. But I'll get back to that pretty soon. Once I hit the 1,000 subs, I'll get on that. But yeah, now I'm signing off. Thank you and
Oh yeah, sounds good.